Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you with another foundation review. Today we are talking about this lady right here. We are talking about the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup with Broad Spectrum SPF 45. She got a lot going on in the name, but I was very interested in picking her up and I want to talk about her today. So let's go. Now hopefully you caught my video when I was talking about what's in my Sephora cart for the recent VIB sale that just went on. I will link that up above and down below for you if you're still interested in it. But I did mention that this lady was in my cart. I never tried anything from Estee Lauder, and because it said it was a Hydra Rescue, so it's all about that moisture and that hydration, it really sounded beautiful to me. You throw in that SPF 45 and you know your girl was interested. So I went ahead and picked mine up in 5W1 bronze, and normally this will run you $45 for 1.18 fluid ounce. You gotta love it when they give you just a smidgen more than a fluid ounce. I just feel good about it. I don't know, it's probably a mind game, but whatever. But I actually shopped this on Bergdorf Goodman's website and they were having a sale, so I actually got to pick this up for only $30, winning. But normally it will run you $45. Now I do have a demo for you, so I'm gonna jump into that real quick and kind of give you a little bit more about the foundation as far as what Estee Lauder claims as I'm putting it on to kind of keep the flow going. I do want to let you know that in the demo I do not have any primer on, and I do not set this with any type of powder or any setting spray. In fact, truth be told, your girl had one of them days when she wasn't feeling like nothing. So I didn't set it with anything. I didn't put any blush, any bronzer. I didn't set it with anything. I just had on foundation. So you really get to see what this foundation does all on its own. But I have worn this several times afterwards with primers, with different setting powders, with setting sprays and things like that. So I do have a full overall thoughts for you guys, but let's go ahead and jump into the demo real quick and then I'll tell you my final thoughts.
EsteeLauder.com says that this is coverage plus care, powered with high-performance Estee Lauder skincare, breathable, skin-loving makeup with the 12-hour radiant glow. It's a moisturizing makeup is infused with their ion-charged water plus probiotic technology and chai seed extract. It says it soothes, it protects, and it hydrates. The buildable medium to full coverage lightweight formula immediately even skin tone, covers redness, dark spots, and imperfections. Rescue skin with soothing, plumping hydration. It's natural looking makeup that lights skin with an instant radiant glow, and again lasts 12 hours, all day long wear. It has broad spectrum SPF 45, looks flawless and smooth. Comes in 20 shades. Okay guys, so I really wanted to come out here and show you guys what this foundation looks like in regular light. Might be a little too cloudy out here, but I just wanted to show you that far away it does not look bad, although this color is definitely not
my shade far away and out of the lights, as far as wear and everything, like I feel like I still look matte. I still feel like I still look, I mean, as far as wear and as far as oil control, this foundation is great, but the color is just off, and I can't tell if it's too, it's just off. It looks really, it doesn't really look that bad in this cloudiness, but then up close, like, it just is not sitting pretty on my skin at all. Like, look at my nose. Alright guys, so I have had this foundation on for 8 hours and I'm ready to take it off, simply because I've just been watching the clock. So this is what my face looks like at the end of the day, and I have to be honest and say, if you're not underneath these lights, you really can't, it doesn't look shiny like this. Like, it really honestly does not look shiny at all. So as far as wear time and oil control, I gotta give it credit where credit is due. That, I mean, the wear time is beautiful. It just does not look good. Like, it's just, I would not wear this. I wouldn't wear this out, y'all. Like, I'm just saying, like, it was okay being around the house, but this is not something I would wear out anywhere. Like, if you could see that chin right here, hold on. I got here, it's like completely disappeared. Like, my nose area, look at that. Like, that just looks, it just does not look good. Like, it does not look like I have on a $45 foundation at all. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here for looking like I have on. I'm not here for this. So, alright, so that's what the foundation does all on its own with no type of help. Now, of course, on a regular basis, your girl ain't gonna leave it like that. But just in case you're like myself and you have oily skin with texture, and you have lines, and you have wrinkles, and you have enlarged pores and things like that, that's what this foundation is gonna look like all on its own if you don't do anything else to it. Now, as I mentioned, I've worn this several different ways with different primers. I've worn it with mattifying, pore filling, luminous, hydrating. I've set it with different powders, and I've set it with different setting sprays. So I kind of have a good idea of how I feel about this foundation. But let's first talk about the claims from Estee Lauder and my thoughts specifically to those, and then I'm just going to off the cuff it and tell you what I think. So it says that this is a medium to full buildable coverage. I would agree with that. As you saw in the demo, when you apply it with the sponge or with the brush, I do feel like right off the bat you really get some nice coverage, especially when you consider how liquidy this foundation is. It really does give you some nice coverage in the beginning. I would imagine that you could easily build this up to get some really serious coverage if you really wanted to. So I definitely think this is buildable, and I think it's a good medium right off the bat. It says it's breathable. I would say, you know, I guess to me, when I say breathable, I feel like you don't feel constricted in the skin. It's just a nice, comfortable wear. And you know what? Actually, let me take that back. I will definitely say this is breathable. You don't feel like you have anything on the skin. It's not like a mask feeling. It doesn't feel like, you know, you've got a bunch of makeup on. It really is a nice, comfortable wear. So I'll give it breathable. I'll give it breathable. Natural looking, I feel like this again is based on what you do after the fact. For me, anytime you go in and you immediately get like a medium coverage, it's kind of hard to look natural. But I would say that it does have a nice finish to where it doesn't look overly matte. It doesn't look overly cakey or anything like that. So I would, natural looking and full coverage is always kind of like, I don't see how they coexist. Radiant. Now, I have to say, for this to be all about hydration and moisture, I don't see the radiant finish at all. I mean, as soon as you put it on, you do get a little bit of juiciness, but to me, that goes away very quickly. And even with the sponge application, it dries down fairly quickly. To me, you get a very dry look very quickly with this. So radiant is going to be a no for me. I don't agree with the radiant. Moisturizing. Hey, no. Hey, no. I don't know if you guys could notice it, but to me, every time I apply this, even with the sponge, which I love applying my foundation with the sponge, I think it automatically just gives it more hydration and moisture to the application. If you saw there, it just, even with that sponge, as soon as you start blending it out, it gets really powdery and really dry and matte fairly quickly, in my opinion. I don't feel any type of moisture. I don't feel any type of hydration. Like, this is not what I would reach for if I was looking for something to make me feel and look nice, radiant, and natural. Like, this just isn't it. So I'm sure you can tell my overall thoughts, but I'm just not feeling this one, guys. This one, wear time was beautiful. Like, beautiful. I'm talking about a good 6 to 7 hours. You are still looking fresh and ready to go. It does a wonderful job of controlling that oil, which leads me into the fact of I don't think this is radiant or moisturizing or hydrating. You know, this is a very almost matte type of foundation. It's so weird to me that people with dry skin would like this. It's just not. There's nothing Hydra or Rescue about it for me. And I have it on today, and it definitely does look better once you go in with all the rest of the stuff. And I'm sure, like, right now y'all probably think it looks radiant, but it doesn't. To me, like, radiant is not. It's almost like a soft matte is probably what I would give it. I would even give this more matte than, say, my Minted foundation stick, which does give you more of a natural type of finish. This really does look soft matte to me if I had to throw out anything, which again, if you like soft matte, then you would like this. But for this to say that it's completely on the opposite end of the spectrum, that's what kind of makes me want to make sure I'm putting all these claims out there. I also feel like, I don't know if you guys can see it, especially right here is where I can see it the most, and up here. This is a very clingy foundation. Like, now I do want to say, y'all know that your girl's on a retinol, and I am starting to see some changes in the skin. I'm starting to see some dry patches and things like that I didn't have before. So I definitely want to put out there that I know my skin's a little bit different because of the retinol, but that's why I'm saying, again, you would think that something that's supposed to be Hydra Rescue would really come in handy during this time, and I just think this is a very unattractive wear. Like right here at the chin, and especially in the creases in my forehead, you can really see where it's almost clinging and building up. Like where the areas are smooth, it's not that bad, but when you start throwing in any area where I have hair or I have lines or I have any type of creasing, this just seems to cling to that, and it's just not attractive. Now, far away, it does not look bad at all. And once you start going in with the rest of your makeup, it looks a lot better. This is also one of those foundations that seems to look better as you wear it. So about the 2 or 3 hour mark is when I feel like this looks the best, because my oil has started to come through a little bit and kind of mingle with everything. And it takes away a little bit of the dryness, so the appearance is better. But off the bat, it just, I don't know. And as far as the color, at first I thought this color was just a smidge too light for me, but what I've come to understand is the undertone is wrong. It almost has this grayish olive undertone, which I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's the SPF. It's giving me the same vibe as the It Cosmetics that has like SPF 50 in it. To me, when you start getting up into those really high SPF points in a foundation, no matter what you're claiming the undertone to be, some reason that high SPF always brings in a little bit of grayness or a little bit of oliveness. And I think that's why when I first put it on, it just looks off on my skin. Now again, after I put everything else on, and I did actually set this with a little bit of a tinted setting powder, so this was not translucent, so that kind of helped it as well. But once you put the rest of your makeup on, it doesn't look quite as bad. But for me, it's the undertone. It just makes it sit unattractively on the skin. So my final thoughts on this, I'm not the biggest fan of it at all. In fact, this is going back. I mean, it's going back, because for me, even at a percentage off and even at the great deal that I got, it's not something I'm going to reach for, so it's not something I'm willing to keep in my collection. I don't know. Have you tried this? Definitely comment down below. Let us know your skin type. Let us know what color you picked up, and let us know your thoughts, because maybe it's just me and the retinol, but this is just not something I would recommend to people with dry skin, and it's not something that I would recommend to anyone over a certain age, because it doesn't sit prettily on the skin. So I hope that information helps someone else out there. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. And while you're here on my channel, take a look around, see what else your girl has to offer. And if you're liking what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.